I mean this with no hate, but I'm very curious as to what influencer broke means.
A lot of y'all influencers out here got millions of followers, and y'all get millions of views on y'all videos.
The influencer economy is not just slowing down, it's about to crash.
I am predicting that we're going to start seeing influencer pushback because of the recession and our declining economy. So fun. I want to talk about it as someone who is an influencer and someone who also does brand marketing and someone who also is just existing in this country as well. We're about to enter a time where people do not want to see luxury. They do not want to see hauls. They don't want to see women putting thousands and thousands of dollars into their face or other body parts.
A lot of influencers are going broke. So what's really going on? Imagine having a lot of followers, but not even $100 in your bank account. That's the reality for a lot of influencers today. Deals are slowing down, algorithms are changing, and the pressure to keep up is real.
People are also not going to want to see influencers be like, I'm broke, oh my God, like trying to relate to the common folk. That is going to get a very negative perception from their followers and people online. And that's not to say that influencers are necessarily better off than the average working person. It really depends. Some influencers make a ton of money and some make literally $0. And it's tough. You never really know who's who. But I really predict we're going to start seeing less of like aspirational like wealth content because that's just going to piss people off. And we're going to see more kind of like Emma Chamberlain style, like comfort creators, people that are like posting their daily mundane bits of life that are relatable. This kind of reminds me of like Victoria Paris popping off during the pandemic, just making coffee videos and going on walks. I think we're going to start seeing a little bit more of that. People are going to want to experience an escape without being reminded of their own financial situation.
The influencer economy is not just slowing down, it's about to crash, and let's talk about why. Audiences are tired and broke and just sick of it all. They're sick of being sold to every 2 to 5 seconds. People are struggling to pay their rent and groceries on time, and so while everybody's struggling, no one's running out to buy products sponsored by influencers anymore. So influencer fatigue has just gotten to be at an all-time high. And with shrinking budgets from brands, the global uncertainty around all this tariff shit, and then the algorithm changing every 2 seconds, the ROI from a brand working with an influencer is at an all-time low. I'm a celebrity publicist that owns a PR agency, so I work with influencers and the brands that work with them as well. So I'm kind of on both sides of this coin. And I'm going to tell you guys something that a lot of people in the industry are way too scared to say out loud. 2025 is going to be the Hunger Games for influencers, and only the most adaptable, most aligned ones will survive. So let's get into the 3 biggest trends I see that are going to happen in all of 2025. Number 1, I think the brands will stop blowing massive budget on big influencer campaigns. Instead, a trend that I see that's kind of already starting and only going to get bigger is that brands will start hiring 2 to 3 of their top performing content creators to work in-house with them, but it doesn't mean that they're working a normal 9 to 5. What it means is that these 2 to 3 influencers will create a ton of content for them on a weekly basis of them just living their lives and integrating those products, and then that content will live on the brand's social media page. And this trend will kind of stop all of the one-off influencer campaigns. And I think the brands are really going to start investing the little influencer budget they have on long-term strategic partnerships. And here's a pro tip. If you're a content creator or you're aspiring to make money off content, I would start really getting close to the brands you're already working with so that you're one of those 2 that they might hire.
Y'all know how influencer culture has glamorized success, but behind the filters and travel vlogs, many are quietly struggling financially.
Second trend that I see that will probably start happening this year is that we'll see a lot more influencer-owned brands popping up. However, I don't think a lot of them will last because the cost to start and scale a brand has never been higher. It's a full-time job and a half. And the third thing that I can see happening this year, and I've been hearing a lot of chatter about this kind of behind the scenes of people in the industry, but there's a lot of talk that follower counts will go away across different social platforms. And if that happens, that will obviously change a lot of things. That will get rid of vanity metrics and force brands and influencers to focus on quality content, quality engagement, and a lot of things other than just follower count. So with these 3 trends, who is going to win out in 2025? Who's going to thrive? I predict niche content creators. So content creators that are kind of in one lane and stick to it, whether it be sports or, they just do fashion, they just do sports, they just do this type of content, not the ones that bounce around all the time and do everything from like wellness govies to travel to fashion to beauty to sports. Like, no, they need to pick one lane and stick with it. The other type of content creator that I see doing very well is value content creators or educational content creators, people that are experts in a certain subject or area, and they make content on that, such as the video I'm making right now. I think that educational influencers are going to win as well as niche.
This is the number one reason why, as an influencer, you'll never be successful. A lot of y'all influencers out here got millions of followers, and y'all get millions of views on y'all videos, but y'all over here doing marketing for other companies that you could be selling the products that they selling for yourself, and instead of letting them pay you per video and stealing your content most of the time, you could be collecting all of this coin yourself. I see way too many influencers talking about how they got millions of views, millions of followers, but they don't make no money from social media. And that, my friend, is because you're doing it all wrong. For instance, let's just say you're a wig influencer right now, and you posting videos for, I'm not going to name a company, but you posting videos for these wig companies. And they over here getting thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on your back. You could start your own wig company. You don't have to spend a lot of money up front to start the wig company. You don't have to buy a whole bunch of wigs up front. You don't have to pay for no inventory. Customer comes to your website, buy a wig, and then you go to the vendor's website and pay for the wig on demand, one by one. It's called direct e-commerce. Instead of you letting them pay you $500, $50, $1,000, whatever they pay you per video, you could be getting paid per sale. If you do one video and you getting millions of views on that video and you selling 10,000 wigs per video for them, you could be selling 10,000 wigs per video for you. Even if you only making $20 per sale off of each wig, and you sold 10,000 wigs, that's $200,000. These people know your worth, but you don't know your worth. And that's why y'all not successful.
I've seen videos from like influencers who have millions of followers or like close to it, and they'll say they're broke. I'll be honest, I just had like my first viral video ever since joining the creativity beta program, and it's gotten millions of views, like 1.2 million views, and it's made me over $1,000. So when I see an influencer post videos that qualify for the creativity beta program, like it has to be over a minute long, and they get like hundreds of thousands of views, sometimes millions, I'm like, you are making so much money. Like the money I made, it's my rent money at this point. A lot of these influencers too, they get so much PR that's worth a lot of money. Like, is it lifestyle choices that make them broke? Like because they moved to LA and maybe pay like $3,000 a month for a 1-bedroom or something like that. And like they have to live this lavish lifestyle to keep up the influencer like persona? Or is it just that they're bad at managing finances? I'm honestly just really curious because I feel like a lot of these influencers take home more in a week than I do in a month from my like salaried 9-to-5 job.
Many influencers are young and never learned how to manage money. No savings, no investments, no backup plan, no understanding of taxes. Some don't realize they owe thousands at year end. Some get taken advantage of by bad managers or fake investments. Others fall into get-rich-quick schemes themselves and lose it all. At the end of the day, clout doesn't pay the bills unless you know how to use it. Followers aren't wealth, ownership is.